Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to discuss the topic segmentation using 3D slicer. Before discussing the topic, I like to introduce some terms in the 3D slicer. And here there is an option to add data. We can add the data in 3D slicer, add the DICOM folders and files to the 3D slicer here, and we can install some extensions. And here we can already download the samples which are already present in the 3D slicer. So for now, we are going to use this series as a first of all, this is the red one in which you can view the axial view, and the green one is called coronal view, and yellow is called sagittal view. This will be clear when I show the sample data. I am choosing CTO cardio data. So, so this is the data which I'm using here. So as I mentioned earlier, the red one is an axial view, and the green one is coronal view, and a lower is sagittal view. And this one we can construct a 3D object out of these three views, and we can view the thing, and we can then change the convention, the view conventional. Like the tree will be down here, and the main 3D object will be above that string. And generally, we use the 4-up method, like the given below. Uh, and the main thing I'm going to explain is the segmentation of a bone. In this recording, I may not be complete the whole segmentation because it takes much time to piecewisely mention every detail in every slice. So I'm going to overview of the everything. And before mentioning anything, I would like to explain some contrast, which is important. So by clicking this contrast menu over here, we can adjust the contrast of the image. We can see light. Uh, the light will some regions may highlight, and we can adjust the contrast based upon the view, and every slice we can assume. So I'm choosing the contrast here. This contrast I'm choosing. Uh, and okay, upon starting the segmentation, we can go to segmentation and segment editor. Uh, there are many tools over here. So this one is threshold, uh, which means we can adjust the pixel intensity between two minimum and maximums. So I can explain it later. And this is paint. This paint is generally used to select some of the regions by painting it. And the draw thing is we can draw some annotations on the screen, which is not meant for the experimentation, just for writing sake. And the erase, we can erase the paint which we initially used and erase the draw thing. Level tracing means we can trace the exact level of that slice in the three menus. And grow from seeds means we have chosen some segmentations mm, uh, from the paint menu before, and if we chosen the grow from seeds means it will the slicer will assume some mathematical equations and the regions which we have plotted, and it will construct a 3D image, and which we will be constructing later. So for now, I want to add some segments. So I'm choosing one for background and another for let's say bone, the bone which I'm interested in. Let's say any bone. So so let's say this is the bone which I am interested in. So I would like to I like to paint this thing. So this is the thing. Sorry, I have chosen the background here. So as I mentioned, this is eraser, which we can use to erase this segment. See, the segment has been gone. So this is the bone I have chosen. As I said earlier, we can segment this thing by using the manual thing, but I'll choose some different thing which we will be learning from now. So I'm erasing the part. So as you can see, initially there is a 3D thing. So we'll discuss it again. So I'm going for the background and I'm choosing threshold based segmentation. As you mentioned, threshold based means the intensity will be between 99 to 3536, 532. It's in some different scale. So I can choose the minimum and maximum base as my wish. So it will change based upon the threshold region I have chosen. So I'll consider some two 222 something. So it's nearly fine. So nearly the bones here has been marked. So this is some good segmentation. And after uh, the background segmentation, we can use the masking. So the background has been locked. Now we have to choose the bone which we have been interested in. So let's say the bone, and we have to use the pen. So let's say this is the bone which we are interested in. So as you can see here, this one has been marked, and you can mention in a 3D also it has been marked, and we can go to the second layer and the mark the second layer again. You don't have to mark the exact thing because we have initially changed the background by using the threshold segmentation. So we can go roughly. So there is some added advantage by using the threshold. And also we can reduce the diameter of the point brush by decreasing the diameter over here. So I'm choosing 2%. As you can see in 3D, it's been reconstructing. So we can also change the side here, and you can see here we uh, marked this thing in the sagittal view, and it has been marked again in the coronal view. So we can mark here too. So like this, it might take time. So I'm showing in the red part also, that is axial view. See, there are some thin slices over here. So these are the regions which have been segmented in the green and the yellow, respectively in coronal and sagittal views. So I can mark over here too. So it's not perfectly marked because we have to render it perfectly. So we have missed something. So I'm just summing this part. So if you mark this three part perfectly in this view, and then we have to use the grow from seeds, and then we have to initialize it. So the 3D spacer will assume thing. So so as we didn't mark it well, and it considered the background too. So uh, so if you market the regions well, it will definitely show the exact thing. So I'm going to show the 3D of this thing. So this is the thing, 3D, because it considered the background part of this thing too, because we didn't remove that thing. Uh, so this is the segmentation I'm talking about, and thank you. And we can save this thing. It contains some parts. One contains the date of the edit and example, and the third one contains the uh, changes, and the fourth one contains a preview, and CT card is the original thing. So this can be saved here, and yeah, we have to replace this thing, and that's it. Thank you for this. Thank you, sir.